And basically what we do is that our mission or an objective is to help the animals in need and basically to improve the welfare of the animals in Malaysia. Actually, SPCA, we have them in a few states, or most of the states actually have them. But a SPCA is pretty much run individually in each. And SPCA Selangor being the oldest one and probably the most active one in Malaysia. We've been here since 1958 and we are currently hoping that our new eco shelter is coming up. Basically what we do is that we believe that education is really important. If education is right and if education is being given out to the public, it really helps a lot because with education then you will have lesser cruelty cases going on or lesser abuse or neglected animals being thrown out in the streets or even being brought into the SPCA. The most recent one I would say would probably be the dog case where we actually have the dog skin being peeled off. What happened is that it is probably a hit and run case where it's probably hot water being scalded on the dog, and what happened is that probably the dog right now is going through treatment. It depends, some of them are being reported and some of them are not being reported. What happened is that it also really depends on whether the witness is willing to step forward to give the statement and also to make police report. However, unfortunately, most of the people are quite afraid or worried in taking the step to report to the police, which is where our work cannot even start or begin with for prosecution. So a lot of the animal cruelty cases, unfortunately, not many is being brought to court. Usually the mainstream would be more on this type of cases, and if it's animal-based magazines, it really depends because a lot of them also have their own issues and themes that is already incorporated in their own magazines. So it's only sometimes that they will write it in and sometimes they won't. I would say probably the easiest way right now to gain attention or even to get support is basically through our Facebook. That's probably the more active one where people actually will post and share, but unfortunately not many really take action on it. In this society, basically what we do is that we believe that education is really important. So if education is right and if education is being given out to the public, it really helps a lot because with education then you will have lesser cruelty cases going on or lesser abuse or neglected animals being thrown out in the streets or even being brought into the SPCA, to be honest. Yeah, we are actually really active in the education field, which is why I say we always go out and give talks to people. We also have a lot of leaflets and pamphlets that's always being passed out wherever we go to. So awareness, and basically that's where the awareness comes from, because to be honest, a lot of people don't even know what spay and neutering is. Pretty much spay and neutering is a humane way basically to reduce the population of strays. And what happens is that the animals basically go through an operation and they cannot rebreed or to repopulate. And that is probably one of the most humane way for stray problem at the moment in Malaysia. Okay, first of all, it really depends. If the animals are healthy and they can be rehomed, we would definitely appreciate if, let's say, you are able to help by taking in the animal, and also help by fostering and looking for a home after that consequently. Unless there is a real need or urgency that you really think that you cannot handle this animal at all, then maybe we will try to help you in other ways if that's possible. If let's say if it's a kitten, and let's say you found a kitten or a puppy, it's always best to supervise them at the same location for let's say about 24 to 48 hours, just to make sure that it's really been abandoned and the mother did not come back for it. If that's the case, then that's where you will go on with the fostering, take it back to your place and then help to rehome from there on. If that's the reason why if you realize a lot of animals have been brought in here without the basic knowledge of what to do when they find an animal, right? And this is what happened is that to be honest, we actually receive about 700 over animals per month. Okay, and our shelter, if you realize, can only house or home about 300 over animals. So what happened in between is that a lot of them have been put down. And a lot of the reasons is because the animals or the puppies and kittens that are being brought in, they are usually being brought in boxes, in 5 or 6, and most of the time is that these animals cannot survive without the mother. So this is where the education and the awareness is very important. To not simply touch a kitten or a puppy unless you're very sure what happened to the mom. The best way is just to spread the awareness. I'm sure that a lot of you tech-savvy ones probably has already been to our website. What you could probably help us is, if you have seen an abandoned puppy or a kitten, you know what to do now because I just told you what to do. Also, if you know anyone who is able to help with the spay and neutering of the strays, that would be very helpful as well. So it's just education, a little bit, but it goes a long way. Actually, there are many NGOs, animal welfare. For example, like MIA, Malaysian Independent Animal Rescue. We also have Save a Stray. We also have Malaysian Dog Reserve Letter. There are many more. There's PAWS. And basically, they are also we have the same mission, which is basically to help the animals. But bear in mind that not every single organization is taking it easy. Everyone is very tough. It's a very ongoing challenge at every single shelter, even if there's a shelter, because people just love dumping animals without thinking before that. So no matter how many animal shelters there are, it's really doesn't help at all if let's say the education is not there. So main thing is that you know what to do. Education is still very important, basically. Basically, we actually are in need of volunteers. If let's say you like to play with dogs, you like to help out the dogs, we actually have a volunteering program where we actually need you to come in and socialize with our dogs so that our dogs are a bit more friendlier and be homeable.